As you may see, we say that we are critical help for critical moments. We also call ourselves the emergency room of legal services. When our clients come in the door, they are in a crisis. They are looking for help, and they're looking for us to be their legal safety net. As you've heard, we have 4 attorneys, 1 paralegal, that work for all of the residents of York County who are in poverty. We have our low-income tax clinic manager there, but we do not have enough staff to help everybody. You may ask, who then is eligible? Who do we help? Some people will tell you we only help women. Some people will tell you we only help white people. Some people will tell you we don't. We only help the immigrants. The truth is, we help anybody who comes in who qualifies. We use the poverty guidelines at 125%. If you look at those, it is a very low number. A single person making $15,000 a year qualifies for MidPenn. Think about how many families you meet that make more than that would not qualify for MidPenn Legal Services, but who will not be able to qualify for hiring an attorney. That's why the Self-Help Center is one of the places that we often refer and try to collaborate with. What do we do at MidPenn? We provide clients with advice, representation, and education. One of my most recent education activities was working with the Access and talking with the advocates who are helping individuals who want PFAs. If we cannot go to court, we try to offer our clients advice about their case and their situation, and then there are those that we also go into court and handle. Custody trials, unemployment compensation hearings. These are just a couple of the things that we do. I do want to cover each of the areas. We cover consumer cases, illegal debt collection, clients that are being harassed by debt collectors, bankruptcies, utility shutoffs. Utility shutoffs are increasing dramatically across Pennsylvania, and we are seeing more and more clients who are living without electric and no way of getting electric turned back on. Housing is also an area that we cover. We cover mortgage foreclosures, landlord-tenant evictions, public housing evictions, public housing admissions. These are people that are attempting to get into public housing and for some reason they're being turned away. Self-help evictions. On a routine basis, we have people come in our office and say, I just went to my house and I can't get in because the landlord changed the locks. And I need to go to work and I don't have work clothes, or I need medication and I don't have it. We try to help those people because that is something that is not allowed under the law and obviously is now making these individuals homeless. Family law is probably the area that we get the most requests for. It covers protection from abuse cases, custody, and we do divorce clinics. Again, it is probably the largest area that we get requests on. Public benefits. We handle appeals from when people are denied SNAP, TANF, or medical assistance, overpayments for all those areas, and denial of required medication or care. If you think about it, if you do not have food stamps, that's what SNAP used to be called, if you don't have enough food, how are you going to keep going? We see clients, I'm always amazed when they tell me, you know, I live on $100 a month or $100 a month in groceries. I think, how do you do that? I can't do that. Employment. Unemployment compensation is one of our largest areas. We are also now working on expungements and pardons, wage claims related to those who do work but do not get paid. So we are out there, and if you're hearing these issues, please send them in. This chart shows you generally the areas that we did in our fiscal year 2016 to 17. As you can see, and based on what I said, family law is our largest area, with housing being our next. If a person does not have a place to live, or they have an issue with custody, or safe home, PFA work, then that's really a critical need and puts them in a crisis. Because we know we cannot help everybody, we are always looking for special projects, ways that we can help the community or large groups of people. We have our low income tax clinic. This is a program that started just a couple years ago with our low income tax clinic manager, now located in our York office, helping individuals who have tax issues with the IRS. We're not filing taxes. We work with the VITA clinics to do that. But we're looking at the individuals whose wages are being attached, individuals who have liens being placed on their home, who the IRS is auditing, and we're attempting to help them with those issues. We just recently was able to help a gentleman prove that he was entitled to the earned income tax credit, and that by getting that, he received a $2,700 refund. That was a large amount of money for this gentleman and his family, and he was very excited that he was going to be able to buy some clothing for his children. We work with the area of aging to represent individuals who are elderly. Primarily, we are doing powers of attorney, wills, and consumer-type issues that they refer to us. We're not doing guardianships because that's dealt with elsewhere, and the bar runs a guardianship program. Pro se clinics. We have 4 pro se custody clinics a year. We've had 3 divorce clinics this year, but out of the last summit, we discovered that there was a need for expungements. And so we have had, since the last summit, 2 expungement clinics. And as a result of that expungement clinic, I'm happy to say, Judge Adams and Suzanne Smith worked together with everybody else, and we now have an order that allows clients that qualify for MidPenn to file for an expungement without paying a fee. Doesn't sound like much, but when you can't find a job and you need to pay $100+ just to ask the court to expunge a mistake that maybe you did when you were 18 and you can now get a better job to support your family, it's a very large amount. We're very pleased to have been able to work with those groups and have that happen. Pro bono is another very large area. We work with the York Bar and the members of the York Bar to provide clients that we cannot represent, or that is in an area that we're not representing, with an attorney who has agreed to take the case for free. As I said, we're always looking to see what we can do. We were approached by the York County Children and Youth, and they were advising us that they were encountering a lot of cases where a parent was about to lose their children, the child was about to become dependent, but they had a resource. They had a family member who could take the child, but they didn't have the ability to get to court because they didn't have money. So the child could go live with that person, but then maybe they couldn't enroll them in school, they couldn't get medical assistance. We talked with the York County Bar Association, and we were able to come up with a referral program where we refer clients. Referrals are made to MidPenn, we qualify them, and then we send them to the Bar Association for a pro bono attorney to help them deal with the legal issue if they decide to take the child that otherwise would become a ward of the state. In addition to this project, for the last year, we've been working with Life Path Ministries. We've been visiting the men's shelter and trying to address legal needs that they have. Last evening, we were able to go to the women's shelter and met with a number of the residents there and discovered that they have a wide variety of legal needs, some of them outside of what MidPenn would normally do, but things they're going to need to be able to move forward in their lives and get out of the homeless shelters. How can you get to MidPenn? you can come to our office. We have walk-in service available where we screen clients and they're able then to be scheduled with an attorney. We also have the telephone number that can be called and clients are screened through there. If you're looking for other information, and I'm guessing based on the pictures we have taken, you'll find us on Facebook with information about the Community Summit. We also have a web page where if you are unsure, you can look up. I want to point out that MidPenn does cover 18 counties. So if you are working with a client who is not a York resident or does not have a problem in York but in another surrounding county, feel free to call our office and we can then refer them to the right office within MidPenn. Thank you.